We are now taking over the airwaves. This is Ultimate You Radio. We're here to create extraordinary change through mindset, nutrition, and training. Life is way too short not to be the ultimate version of you.
Alrighty. Periscope friends, we are live.
Periscoping.
Hell yes, we've got a few people jumping on. How exciting. This is our first UI Radio live on Periscope.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Tay.
I'm
nice
Andy.
to meet you all.
This is Sam the man.
Woo!
We've got our full podcast filming set up, going off, ready to go, as well as the live Periscope. How exciting.
Yeah, this is epic to be able to engage with everyone on Periscope through a whole bunch of different platforms.
Yes.
This afternoon. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone.
Welcome. So I'm going to do... Can you see us a lot better that way? I'd love to hear. Howdy, Andy and Tay-Bomb. Ronald, how are you, Ronald? Hey, Ronald or Jeremy, is it easy to see both of us when it's on the side like that?
I feel like you can see way more of me than people want.
But people want to see way more of you. You're way more prettier than me. God damn it.
Come on, it's subjective. I'm pretty, but
You're very pretty. You're very pretty. This way up. Good. That's better. So on that note, just letting you guys know that because we have it this way and we get more in the, yes, Tay, we can see more of you.
Awesome.
Then you don't have to turn your head to Reid. So is that, we're going to get clear just before we crack into it. We've got 11 people on. Hi, everyone. Is this way better than this way? What's better for you guys? Let me know. This is all an experiment, so just enjoy the fun. The first way. All right, good. You got it, gang. This is all for you. First way, beautiful, all right. So guys, we want to thank you so much for coming and thanks for everyone for watching Ultimate You Radio. This is our first live social session on Periscope as well as
so exciting
on YouTube where you're probably watching this.
I feel like we've got thousands and thousands of people that have visibility over this amazing message that we have to deliver today on our UI Radio.
Definitely. Hey everyone, so if you're wondering why me and Tay are turning our heads like this, it's because the comments on Periscope come from the side because we've got it a different way. So hopefully we figure out how to get them going the other way at some point.
Sort of leverage as many ways to burn calories as possible, and like we figure that doing this a little bit.
So we don't have like some sort of weird twitch going on. We're just trying to read your comments. So guys, if you're online live listening, give us some hearts, press the screen, let the hearts light up, let us know you're there. Comment, say yes, I'm here, I'm ready to go.
Tell us how amazing we look, perhaps. Don't be shy.
Exactly right. Let us know if we're looking good today or not. Don't give us any negative answers. You know we don't like that. So, Tay-Bomb, you ready to get into it?
I'm so ready.
UI Radio. Give us a lot of heart, guys. Press the love. We're going to be talking about the 10 core steps in the lost art of giving a shit. Because we've found that so many people just don't give a shit about so many parts of their lives. They're not caring enough in order to create change. And I hope that you guys listening are really prepped, ready to create the change needed in order to progress.
Yeah.
So someone says, I keep dropping out. Awesome. Well, hopefully it comes back in. Keeps losing the connection. Keep dropping out. Oh, it's everyone.
So it's best to remain, I guess, as stationary as possible. That is me doing my very best to give you some tech advice. Although, let's keep rolling and...
we're going to have to keep rolling. We're going to have to keep rocking and rolling. So guys, again, appreciate you coming online. What we'd love for you guys to do is just press the share button in the corner. If you just swipe left or right, you'll see the share button come up. Share it with everyone so we can get a bunch of people on here sharing the goodness. You're getting dizzy from turning the head.
Some vertigo.
Awesome. So share with everyone, share the love, and then of course we're going to be able to share the message
Yes.
with everybody today. How exciting.
Love
So we've got a lot going on.
Totally.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
we're going to
looking
be
here,
moving
I'm
our
looking
heads.
here, I'm
Really
looking here.
interactive this afternoon. But again, for all those who've just come on via Periscope, welcome. Welcome to the Lost Art of Giving a Shit on UI Radio. We are about to get into 10 amazing hacks on how to learn to care more about why this is important, this whole game that we call life.
Absolutely. So again, so many people are complacent in their care factor for change, complacent in their care factor for growth and moving forward. And we've found that helping people understand these 10 core steps in order to give a shit is absolutely key in order to get into the growth mindset, in order to get into a mindset of progression, of moving forward, of actually caring so they can progress where they want to.
Totally. I mean, giving a shit, living with purpose, caring about what it is that you're doing, not just, once a year, but consistently every single day, allows us to have quality experiences, more quality experiences, meaning you can just get a deeper sense or feeling out of what you do every day.
Yeah.
It also allows us the amazing benefit to enrich our relationships. So we all have relationships. They may be, relationships with people at work, relationships with those that you live with, your family, your children. Knowing these keys that we're going to share with you is going to allow you to really strengthen those relationships.
Yeah, most definitely. So guys, if you're listening, if you're ready to go, let us know. Tell us, yes, I'm ready to go. I'm excited to hear it. Comment, press the hearts, press the screen so we can see the love hearts flying, and we will get into the 10 steps of giving a shit, the lost art of giving a shit.
Let's do this. So number 1.
Awesome, guys. Hearting it up.
I love seeing all the hearts flash up. Love it. So much love. They're different colors as well, those hearts.
It's beautiful.
I know.
It makes me,
Great.
it just fills my love tank immediately.
Love.
I think there's a little bit of delay as well. So we can't feel sad when there's like a space between the hearts because they just
feel immediately rejected because it's been like a second between hearts.
Because we actually give a shit, don't
Exactly.
we? We've mastered the art.
Already, message done, complete.
All right, guys. So let's talk step 1. Step 1 in the 10 steps in the art of actually giving a shit. Number 1 is turn it up and turn it on.
Love it.
Right? Turn it up and turn it on. So what do we mean by that?
So when we talk about turn up and turn it on, we're talking about participating in your own life.
Yeah.
We're talking about getting off the sidelines, which for a lot of people just means going along the humdrum and sort of like this boring, monotonous cycle to the things you do. Turn up and turn it on means showing up for the game of life, the game that you play, which is different to everyone else, but making a choice to get off the sidelines, making a choice to actively participate in the things that you're doing. This is where you really manage your state. This is where you take full responsibility for how you feel and choose to turn it up. So turn the volume up on all those states of optimism or whatever it is, the emotions that you're experiencing to help you with awesome momentum. Or it means letting go of those emotions that are not serving you to where you want to be.
Because let's face it, one of the biggest things holding people back is their lack of state control, their lack of emotional intelligence in so many facets. Think about, maybe this is you, or maybe you know someone who is like this, where you are constantly going through up and down mood swings. 1 minute you're on a high, next minute you're depressed. 1 minute you have huge optimism, want to conquer the world. The next minute you're under the sheets at home. Controlling your state, your mood is so crucial in order to achieve the goals, your dreams, everything in health and fitness, in your relationships, in business and your career. So remember that if you are wanting to create massive success, if you're wanting to create huge results, you need to control state. You need to turn it up and turn it on and actually give a shit about your emotional intelligence, about your state, about your mood. That is the way to progress forward. If you're complacent around it, what's going to happen? Nothing.
You get
the same results. Exactly. Jinx.
Boom.
So you're just going to get the same results over and over again. And frustration. Right?
So again, number 1, the first key to giving a shit is to turn up and turn it on. Meaning control and learn the emotional mastery that everyone can. be able to, raise the volume on those emotions that really serve you and let go of the ones that don't.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're digging it, let us know. Comment any questions you have in the journey, any questions on the show today, comment so we can answer them. All I gotta do is turn my head like this and I'll have an answer to you immediately, right?
I love it.
So turn it up and turn it on. Controlling state is so crucial in order for you to get the best out of everything, get the best out of your life.
We're going to talk a lot about state in this episode because so much of your results depend on your ability to first learn what this is all about, implement these core strategies that we're teaching on how to really not perfect, but aim for excellence in your emotional fitness and intelligence.
Absolutely, absolutely. Step 2. Step 2 is an awesome one that I absolutely love. I think that you have to. You're missing so much due to the connection. Well, that sucks. But guess what? It's all right, guys. Don't stress.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's gonna be able to replay. You're gonna be able to pick up where it's left off.
All right, cool. We're getting some love and some feedback around that, but we're gonna be able to pick up where we left off, just like Andy said.
Step 2. Step 2 is be aggressive in your standards. You have to be aggressive in your standards in order to achieve what you want to achieve. Think about your weight loss. If you have shitty standards in weight loss and you have no standards, no rules around how you're going to achieve that goal, how you're going to maintain that energy, how to maintain that habit, that ritual, because your standards aren't there, the rules are too complacent around those standards, you will not reach your goal.
No. Being aggressive in your standards is about being super hungry and having a really accelerated appetite for the success you want. So I love the example of weight loss because it's something that we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Losing weight and being on a journey of health and vitality, we can definitely all connect with that. Being aggressive in your standards is about being really hungry to get the best out of what you're putting in.
Yeah.
Raising your standards and being really, really, really hungry to making sure that your standards really match the level of, let's call it pleasure that you want to associate with that achievement of weight loss.
Absolutely. Yeah. So think about your standards right now around the goals that you want to achieve. If you're interested right now in losing 5 kilos, 10 kilos or more, if you're interested in starting a business or progressing in your career, if there's somewhere in your life where you're not getting results, it's because your standards are too low in that area. If they weren't, you wouldn't be going into the unresourceful behavior that's pushing you back, that's taking you further away from your goal. So you have to understand that your standards are crucial, that you need to learn to relook at standards, structure the strategy around it, but create the rules that will support your progress and growth in those standards, right? Otherwise, you're going to keep dropping back to old habits, old rituals that get you 0 results, 0 progress.
Yeah. Well, a really good way to know whether your standards are working for you or not is exactly that. If you're not getting the results that you have in any area of life, relationships, maybe it's about your finances, maybe it's about your weight loss, health, and vitality. If you're not getting the results that you want consistently, then looking at whether your standards are high or low is really, really important. And then living towards them or taking action on them being high is what can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Number 3 is a powerful one because we need to lock things in with accountability. And this is all about accountability, right? Number 3 is about surrounding yourself with others who care about your results. Surround yourself with other people that care about your results. I'm going to give you a bit of a different view here. I'm going to give you the close-up. Whoa. Oh, that's good.
Bulging eyeball.
That's good. That's good. I hope you're enjoying, guys. I hope you can hear. So surround yourself with people who care about your results.
When you surround yourself with people that are on the same sort of level of passion, hunger of results that you are, the community, you can really leverage the energy of everyone. Because when you're all championing towards the same goal, your likelihood of achieving that goal just goes through the roof.
Yeah.
Whereas on the flip side, when you're not purposely surrounding yourself with people that really champion your results, it's just a little bit more difficult. It doesn't mean that it's not possible because we've been able to overcome lots with those that are, naysayers and haters. But surrounding yourself with people that really champion for you and are on the same, train or ride as you is so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is what I love about our community, the Ultimate You community. You are surrounded by people who champion you, but hold you accountable.
Yes.
There's 3 parts to an awesome accountability strategy. And telling your community to back you up, to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, is so powerful in order to move you forward in your goals. So remember that. Surround yourself with great people that give a shit about your results, give a shit about you. And if they do, then of course you're going to get great results.
Absolutely.
Year in, year out, day in, day out, week in, week out.
Love it. Step 4 to giving a shit is to think quality of energy, not just energy. And by that we mean, everyone constantly talks about, I want more energy, I just want to be able to, just this whole conversation around energy, but we know it's so much more than that. Because when we wake up in the morning, we have energy, but it's about the quality of energy. It's about what you bring into that which you do, that is going to determine your results. Because maybe some on the call listening can relate to, achieving all the things or ticking all the things on their, list of achievements, but still not feeling how they thought they would feel after having achieved. Example in weight loss again, I've lost 10 kilos, yet I look in the mirror, and I hear this a lot, and actually I've experienced this myself personally, have lost all this weight, look in the mirror and still feel the same way, still feel like the self-doubt and still feel all that kind of stuff. So when you really pay attention to the quality of energy, not just energy, you're able to have more fulfillment in that which you do every day.
Absolutely, so important. So remember that that's going to drive you to achieve what you want to achieve. That's going to help push you forward to maximize efforts in your goals, in your passions, move forward every single day. So important, right? The next one is ask yourself good quality questions. Again, this is something we talk about continuously. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of questions you ask yourself on a daily basis. And if you're not asking quality questions, you're going to get really crappy answers all the time.
And so much of the time, it's not that we don't know what the answers are, right? It's not that we don't know how to do the things and take the steps that we need to get us towards success. It's just that we don't have the right question or the right framework in which those answers can really be revealed. So when you learn that the quality of your questions will totally determine your results and start asking yourself different kinds of questions, your results can only follow suit.
So let's give you guys a quick question that you can ask yourself daily. I mean, I'd love to hear from you what you think a good quality question is, but if you're about to make a decision around health and fitness, around anything that you want to achieve, let's do the old food scenario, because I know everyone can relate, right? You've got a goal to lose 10 kilos. You want to have abs, you want to have a flat stomach, beautiful body, confidence, energy. And then you have the opportunity to eat a big, delicious, rich chocolate cake, right? Mud cake, if that's what you like. And just think, if you don't like that, think about something you do like.
Maybe it's a pizza, I don't know.
Maybe it's a pizza, whatever. But in that moment, what sort of question is going to help you think about your goals, think about your future, think about what you need to in order to overcome that immediate temptation of the instant gratification that you're going to get out of pizza, out of cake? The question we love to teach people to ask is this behavior going to get me closer to my goal or further away? Is it going to help me get closer to my goal, my passion, my vision, or further away? And if the answer is, no, it's not going to help me get closer to my vision, you know that it's a ridiculous thing to do.
Absolutely.
But if you don't bother to ask the question, if you're just like, instant gratification, boom, sounds good, which most people do, they put their blinkers on. They don't think about it. Then of course you're going to be partaking in unresourceful behavior continuously.
Absolutely. So, when you have that food in front of you, and the question you may have been asking yourself, which is not getting you great results, the question is like, well, why? I know I shouldn't have that. I know I shouldn't. I know it's not on the nutritional plan. I know I shouldn't. That is not a quality question. That is a statement that you're telling yourself that is not making you feel stronger. When you ask yourself that question, is this getting me closer towards my goal, or is it holding me from that? Your thoughts and therefore your behavior a lot of the time are going to sway you in a different direction. Number 6 is huge.
It's a good one, guys. Press the hearts, if you love it, press the hearts.
It's huge because we are so paralyzed, consciously or unconsciously, by the things that scare us the most.
Yes.
So many of us are held back from these limitations and fears to the point that they have, in a way, just overtaken everything that we do. So number 6 in the art, reforming the lost art of giving a shit, is to do one thing every single day that scares the heck out of you.
Absolutely. And this is something that we love to teach in Mind Body Mastery, our high-level programs. You know, I truly believe that the number one job of a leader every day is to outthink their fears and self-doubt in order to push forward, achieve their goals, and lead themselves and others to success, right? And if you aren't doing one thing that scares the shit out of you every single day, that scares the heck out of you, then you're not trying hard enough. You're not pushing hard enough. Ask yourself the question, when was the last time you did something that really scared you, that really challenged you? And most people can't really remember. They can't remember that time.
Or they think to something that happened ages ago, you know, asking my now husband or wife out on a date. You know, that's the last thing that really, really scared me. Or, you know, telling the truth about something. But we're talking about doing something every day that scares you. So maybe it's, you know, approaching someone in a conversation that you've been meaning to for a long time. Maybe it's about making a phone call that you've been putting off for a long time because it's uncomfortable. Maybe it's about, you know, asking for a better table in the restaurant when you check into it. Maybe it's whatever it is, but it's something that you have a thought around but get sort of shy away from and don't want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, how this ties into giving a shit is that it's so important that you give a shit about your personal growth, about your personal progression and, you know, evolution, right? Your conscious evolution. That's not going to happen unless you're getting uncomfortable. That's not going to happen unless you are growing internally and externally. Embracing the uncomfortable, pushing your fears to the limits is expanding your world. If not, you're stuck inside this comfort zone. You're not moving. Nothing grows in your comfort zone, guys. Nothing grows. So remember that, you know, a huge part of the art of giving a shit about oneself, about life, about your progress is embracing the uncomfortable, progressing forward every single day.
Number 7 is to have a snap out of it strategy. So here at UI, we call them snap out of it strategies. And those are simple strategies that you have that help get you from one state of emotion to another state. Obviously, we want the other state of emotion to be something that's going to propel us towards the momentum we want to create, right? Oh, and he's dancing around a little bit. So snap out of it strategies are something as simple as having like a go-to track that you listen to whenever you have this, like say for example, you know that at a certain time of the day you always like feel a lull in your energy, right? Having a snap out of it strategy is about playing a certain track that gets you really pumped at a certain time of day. Snap out of it strategies can be as simple as like clicking your fingers so that you're sort of distracted and feeling way more jivey about anything. Snap out of it strategy can be, you know, we love music because it's such a great state changer, but it could be calling a friend, for example. Yeah. It could snap out of a strategy could be calling a friend or someone who you know is on your team that can help you move from the feeling of like, let's say self-loathing into positivity or optimism.
Absolutely. Remember, controlling your state is so important, right? Controlling your state is crucial. So the snap out of it strategy is helping you break the slumps that you'll have during the day. Break the need for distraction.
For sure.
It's going to help you move forward. And that is the point. You know, everything we teach here is about peak performance, about you being the best version of you, and getting out of these slumps every single day is so important for your growth.
It's like you want to disrupt. You know, leaders are so good at disrupting the pattern or the loops that you create in your head that are not serving you to get the results you want.
Absolutely.
And those snap out strategies are where you know what is best for you, what really gets you from one state to another, and you have those strategies designed and you take action on them whenever you're in that unresourceful emotion.
Yes, gotta be done. Hope you're gonna use these. Step 8, I love step 8.
Me too.
How you do the small things count. We say this so much here at Ultimate You. You know, how you do the small things is how you do the big things. If you are complacent in the small things, you're going to be complacent in the big things.
Yes.
That's a huge issue if you want to be the best of the best. If you want to be the ultimate version of you, the ultimate version of yourself, you need to understand that how you do the small things this will
Absolutely.
definitely translate into how you do the big things.
So if you're really resonating with what we're sharing, take a look, or like take stock of how you do the small things, and never underestimate the power of having high standards around your daily rituals.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what the small things is all about. It's about, the things you do that are great for you, that benefit you, that help you grow on a daily basis. Those little things that could be something as simple as making the bed every single day. I mean, there is a daily ritual that absolutely corresponds to having good discipline, right? Just doing those little tiny things count towards living more purposely, which is what giving a shit is all about.
Absolutely. Yeah. So remember that your habits and rituals are formed from smaller things rather than huge things. You're never going to be able to master the big things in life if you can't handle the smaller chunks. And this is why we always have a big focus on chunking small, mastering that side of things, then progressing forward when you're trying to get your head around something, master something, be the ultimate version of you.
One of the best remedies for procrastination and overwhelm is really paying close attention to this principle, this step, that the small things count. Because when you're doing things step by step, it's very difficult for you to indulge in procrastination or, feeling overwhelmed because it's all too big. It's about really just chunking small. The small things are what is eventually going to get you towards that which you want to achieve.
Absolutely. What's number 9, Tay-Bomb? What is number 9?
Number 9 is about stacking the value of giving a shit. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean, Andy and Tay, when you say stack the value of giving a shit? Stacking the value simply means you're connecting with the reason why giving a shit is so important to you.
Yeah.
It means really getting a clear sense of why it is that I can no longer afford to be apathetic in my life. Why it is that I can no longer settle for less than the best for me and the decisions that I make for myself, my community, my family.
Yes.
Stacking the value of giving a shit is really giving your mind a chance to feel at a deep level the importance of why this has to be now.
Yeah, I love that. So again, remember, stack the value is the motivation trigger that is going to keep your success and endurance sustained long term, not just short spouts like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a crack, and then boom, no energy, can't be bothered anymore. That is a huge lack of not understanding, noticing, and putting value on the thing that you're chasing in order to move forward.
Absolutely.
So stack the value on everything that you do. It's crucial for success, crucial for growth, it's crucial for all of your goals.
Yeah. Now the 10th one, to reconnecting with the art of giving a shit again, the 10th one is to set your own rules around giving a shit. We spoke a little bit about standards before, right?
Yeah.
Setting your rules make these standards a non-negotiable for you. And as long as you create your own rules based on your own standards, again, the likelihood of you not being able to pick yourself up with good momentum and keep going, the likelihood of that happening, it just sort of, it falls away, if you will. So setting your own rules around the standards of really caring about your life, living purposefully, and giving the shit means that you take back the reins. You control what it is that is the standard that whereby you're going to play at.
And it keeps you accountable, right?
Absolutely.
It keeps you accountable to a high standard, to a high level of success. If you're like, I'm going to be a leader.
Yeah.
When I have energy and when I can be bothered, then I'm going to be a really good leader.
Yeah.
But your rules are when you're tired, you're just a shit leader. You don't care about anyone. You don't even care about looking after yourself. Well, then you've got to tighten up the rules and standards, rules around your standards in order to be the best version of you. So having clear rules around who you are, who you want to be, what you're prepared to do and not prepared to do is crucial in evaluating, do you have what it takes to achieve the goals that you want to achieve?
It's an amazing benchmark for your own self-leadership to set rules that have consequences and rewards. I don't want anyone else to give me a consequence or reward. Great self-leadership is about designing the consequence and the reward around the rule that you create for yourself. It's huge. It's key.
Absolutely. So guys, are we still online? Are we listening? Are we loving? Are we learning? Let us know. Tap the hearts, comment if you can. Here we go. We've got some hearts going. Beautiful.
Boom.
We've got some green, we've got some purple, we've got some brown.
I love how they make Periscope is awesome in that you get such different colors, such
Yeah,
different colored hearts.
absolutely.
They're very, what's the word?
Pretty?
Integrative.
Yeah. So guys, do you have questions for us? Can
Please.
we answer some questions for you?
We just shared like a lot. We've just shared a lot of info. You know, these 10 keys are
Fiona,
there's so much in there. Hey Fiona.
So we're going to put our heads close together. If you've got questions, we'd love to answer them. How about you review the 10 steps
Absolutely.
quickly?
So step 1 is to turn up and turn it on.
Working at the same time. Love it. Multitasking.
Multitasking. Step 2 is to be super aggressive, hungry in your standards. 3 is to surround yourself with those who care about results. A community of amazing, warriors championing you towards your own success. The 4th is to think the quality of energy, not just energy itself. 5th is to ask yourself quality questions. Quality questions that will get you closer to your results. 6 is to do one thing every single day that scares the heck out of you.
So important.
Yeah, to be able to outthink your fears and embrace the uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
The 7th is to have really awesome snap out of it strategies.
Yes.
So things that you can do regularly to take you from one unresourceful emotional state to another.
Yes.
The 8th is to know that the small things count. Step by step, the small things are super important to achieving mastery in any area that you want to.
Yeah.
The 9th is to remember to stack the value of giving a shit, meaning to focus on the reason why this is so important for you. 10 is to set your own rules around giving a shit. So set your own rules around high standards to caring about your life.
I love it. I love it. So these are 10 quality steps, guys, in order to learn the sacred art of actually giving a shit. But why it's so important is that if you don't care enough about your results, then who else will?
This is an awesome question. How do you deal with negative people that you can't avoid? So seriously negative family members.
It's a great question. If you love the question, heart it up, press the heart, show some love. It's a great question. We get it a lot actually because when people start to transform and change, they are faced with allies and also faced with enemies. And often the enemies are
the ones closest to you.
The closest to us that are scared because we're growing, we're progressing, we're improving our lives, and that forces them to focus on themselves, focus on, wow, maybe do I need to improve now? Do I need to change?
For sure.
Or I don't want that person to change. Why are they changing?
Or what happens to me now that they've changed? Where do I fit in this whole in this whole paradigm?
AJ, I have the same issue. Awesome. So I'm sure you guys can all relate that at times we face negative people within our family that just don't get it.
Yeah.
High level communication is crucial.
Yes.
In the beginning, you need to, it's confronting for someone. Yes, it is. It's definitely confronting. But again, this is part of one of our rules, which is do something that scares the crap out of you every single day. You need to embrace the uncomfortable via communication with the people that are negative around you in order to influence and change the environment so it helps you progress and move forward. Otherwise, you're compromising on your dreams, your vision, your goals for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it starts with communication. You need to explain to them that this is you, this is what you want to do, this is why you want to do it, and please support me in this because I care about you and I hope you care about me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes you have to cut people out of your life, unfortunately. But for most people, because they will love you, they will support you and understand your point of view.
For sure.
And I know for me, I've had to cut people out of my life many times in order to just continue growing and improving myself. But it always starts with communicating first. You want to save the relationships if you can, but if you can't, just remember that there's always other people with higher values, higher standards that will love you just as much or maybe even more. Well, not maybe, they will love you more and you will have a higher quality life.
You know, another really key thing in that area is around being the example. We have to, as leaders, be the best example towards the people that are either the most challenging or the ones that we love the most. Being the example means that you personally uphold the highest standards and live your values without question.
Yeah.
Because if you're living your values and being that example, it is really on the other person, but not on you. It's only when we contradict our own values that we feel really shithouse. And so being the example means making sure that you follow through on everything that you stand for.
Absolutely. So I hope that helped. I hope that answered the question.
Yes. Great question.
Have you got more questions, guys?
Yes.
This is my favorite part where we get to talk to you, answer your specific questions. It could be anything around our 10 steps, or it could be something around your life, your health, your fitness, your business, your mindset, anything that we can coach you on. Let us know.
Yeah.
And if you don't, just press the hearts. Just keep pressing love.
Love the hearts.
Because we love the hearts. Thank you. Awesome, guys. So any other questions before we wrap up the 10 steps? Again, we're here to answer questions. We love to help. Could be anything. Fat loss, weight loss. AJ, I'm struggling with the asking the right question bit. Okay, great. Thank you for your honesty, right? So remember that your life, the quality of your life, the quality of everything, your business, your relationships, is determined by the quality of questions that you ask yourself daily. And that means that in any situation, good or bad, you need to ask yourself questions that are going to help you find a solution, not make you focus on more negativity, help you find the answers that you need rather than putting you into a slump or helping you dig a hole, right? So asking good questions is like, if you're in a situation that you feel is negative, you say, how can I make this situation positive? How can I make this experience 10 out of 10, even though I'm feeling really crappy right now? Rather than asking, or rather than saying to yourself, this is shit. Why is this happening to me? Right? Questions like that aren't helping you find a solution, aren't helping you progress and grow and shift into a state that gives you results.
Yeah, really about looking for having that abundance mindset, looking for a solution. So asking questions that are solutions-based as opposed to problems-based, focusing on that, focusing on the solution rather than, harboring on the problem.
Absolutely. I hope that helped. Did you get to see any of those comments?
Yeah, I did. I got to see a couple of them. I got to see the last one. Awesome, AJ. The last one, the second which was how do you ask was a question for you, how do you ask people to mentor, how do you ask your mentors to mentor you? And the other one was more about relationships.
So there's two ways to get great mentors. Number one, pay them a shitload of money, and I do. I pay my mentors a lot of money. I spend most of my money on mentoring because I love it. I love learning. Number two is you find someone who's incredible and you add immense value to their lives, and then you build a relationship. The one thing that people hate, and I sometimes get this of people that want to be mentored by me, is they just, can I have some mentoring? Can you teach me? And I'm like, well, no, fuck you.
Yeah, well, what? Yeah.
In a nice way, because when they're asking in the wrong way, I know they don't truly value what they're going to learn. I've actually said yes many times, and I found that the people that ask in that way negatively, or not in the right way, they're not adding value to a relationship, they have no skin in the game, they've got no commitment to improving, and unfortunately don't get the results, and they waste the information. I'm glad you giggled. But the best way to do it is those two ways. You add value to someone's life and you improve, and then ask. It's a give-give relationship, of course, like anything. Or you pay them a lot of money, and both work really well. And it's also a numbers game. You talk to a bunch of different people and you find the best.
Now the other question on relationships, we talked about communication and then about being the example. And I'll just layer on communication again. If you ever are struggling with negativity in your circle, in your with your family or with people that you're really close to, embracing the uncomfortable and having that uncomfortable conversation. And by uncomfortable, I don't mean that you're yelling at each other. By uncomfortable, I mean that you're holding your shit so that you most effectively deliver your message. Because if someone is not hearing you, it's up to us to take responsibility for how we're communicating to them. And so really listening, being able to articulate in full before you walk away or storm out or whatever, that is super important to effective communication with helping with the naysayers or managing those relationships.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Love the questions, guys. Hit us up. Give us some more questions. We'd love to give you some awesome answers so you can implement straight away. Remember, guys, questions about mentors, questions about communication, about anything, take action on it straight away. There's no point hoarding information and doing nothing about it. If you can leverage what we speak about, you're going to get great results. And if you don't, well, then it's a waste, isn't it? So act as if, get confidence, move forward, take action, and I'd love to hear about your success stories later on. That's what we're here to do. We're here to serve, we're here to help you, and help you achieve your goals. Cool? So tell us, do you have any more questions? Love to help. Periscoping. Sam Tan, how long have we been going for?
40 minutes.
So that's Sam Tan. He's just handling the other cameras there. We've got a few other cameras set up. Give him some hearts, guys. Give him some love.
Sam Tan.
Sam Tan's our cameraman. So much info to digest. Awesome, AJ. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We've got plenty more. You're getting a lot of hearts, man. Sam's getting heaps of hearts. He's getting more than us. I'm jealous.
I reckon maybe next time you need to be on this side of the camera if you're getting that many hearts.
Oh, we're a nice
Adam Smith says, great stuff, Sam. He's good, man. Sam is spot on. Sam the man, we call him, because he's the man. Flat out.
Got a great tan.
And he's got a great tan. And it's his last name. So guys, one more question for the night. Awesome. So Laura says the snap out strategy was awesome.
Yeah.
Ronald says, I'll be watching this again with Lucilla. Awesome. Good.
Tonight. Excellent.
I love it. I love it. The power couple, Ron and Lucilla.
So the quicker you can implement something that you have, that you've really connected with or resonated with this afternoon, the more likely, there's so many studies that show this, the quicker you take action on just one thing, the more likely you're going to be able to achieve or get closer to achieving that which you want to in whatever area it is.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on this live Periscope / UI radio episode. We're going to bring you lots more Periscopes, so make sure that you are logging on, you're sharing with your friends, share the love. We really want to reach a huge audience with the Periscopes because we've got so many lives to change, so much value to give.
Absolutely, so much to share.
And you guys are a big part of that. So again, namaste. Thank you so much. Me, Tay, Sam the man are you tweeting or are you
Just checking something.
Tindering? One or the other.
Oh.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you later.
everyone.